Is it recording right now?
Yeah, we're going. We're live.
We're going right now?
We are live.
Hello, everybody.
Hi.
This is episode 4.
The Big Four.
The Big Four, the Big Enchilada.
Sean quit last week.
We had a contract negotiation, and Maggie decided I decided as long as you pay me in Pabst Blue Ribbon, the podcaster's beer of choice.
He's lying to you.
That I will stay.
He's lying to you.
So I have no reason to leave just yet.
Okay.
But I've had some wine and some beer. I don't know how that goes if you mix both of those together, but it's working for me.
Beer and wine?
Beer and wine.
I feel like this isn't the first time you've mixed beer and wine together.
Like in a slushie? I've done that before.
You're drinking them separately, so I don't think we can use the term together.
I do have 2 drinks in front of me.
Pour that into that one. I'm kidding. Don't do that.
That tastes terrible. Oh, God.
That's what you mean. Well, it's in your belly together.
It's strange. Yeah. I mean, it's all congealing in there.
Right. Sure.
So, once again, welcome back. Thank you, our dedicated listener base.
Which I don't think there's many.
No, there's definitely a core of people that actually do listen to this, because we did have a certain amount of views on the first episode, but as it's gone, it's been diminishing returns.
Yeah.
So
We're obviously not giving the people what they want.
Yeah, there's a couple people. Listen, hey, do what you got to do. But
We do this for us.
We do this for us. This is mainly for us. So we got a good show for you. We got a couple topics today. Last week I mentioned that we have a sponsor. So we didn't get a chance to mention that last time. Actually, we have 2 sponsors. So in case you're wondering, you can buy airtime for here. It is $1 per word. Okay, so it's a little expensive, but
It's worth it.
That's okay.
If you're wondering if it's worth it, it is.
It is worth it. So go through the dictionary, find large words to describe what you're doing. Don't use any of these small words, okay, like cow or cat or dog, because this is going to be more expensive in the end for you. So our first sponsor for the evening is Bruce and Susan Bronski. They are having a garage sale down in Wharton, Pennsylvania. Bruce and Susan, thank you very much for listening.
Thank you, Bruce. Thank you, Susan.
Yes, you dedicated to our Patreon account. That can also be found in our link.
Much appreciated.
Bruce and Susan are having a garage sale next week. I like garage sales. Don't you like garage sales, Maggie?
They're hit or miss. Some are good.
I got to tell you about Bruce and Susan's garage sale. They got some great stuff in there. Do you want to hear some of the things they got in there?
Absolutely, I do.
Oh, they got all sorts of things. They got blankets, they got boots, they got winter coats, vintage Christmas decorations. None of this new stuff.
Oh.
All right. Ski poles, old sled, fire tanks, shower stool retro shelf.
What is that?
You're just going to have to go down there to find out.
I'm interested.
Yes. Get down there. Bruce and Susan Bronski, Wharton, Pennsylvania. They live on 42 Biley Road.
Also, I love me a good trip. A little nice day trip.
It is so worth it.
Good.
If you go down there, spectacular views. It's right on the border of New York if you are a New York-based listener.
It's outside, dress
Yeah.
warm.
Pennsylvania listeners, take
Full advantage.
full advantage of this, all right? That is from 9 a.m. till 3 p.m. Okay?
There's a break in the middle, too, a lunch break. I think they're serving hors d'oeuvres.
I have no idea.
Okay.
They might have said that in the email, but like I said, charge them by the word. This has already gone over it. Bruce and Susan will send you a...
Thank you card.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you for listening.
Much appreciated.
Yes, and for our other sponsor, we would like to thank Lyfe Technologies probiotic drinks. Mm-hmm. Maggie, you and me, I don't think we get enough probiotics in our life.
Health is a big deal right now. It's a hot topic.
It's the hot new trending thing.
Yes.
I like to stay healthy.
Essential oils.
I don't know if they're doing essential oils, but I got to tell you, I just started using these probiotic drinks. I feel great right now. I wake up, listen, 6 months ago, I was overweight. Mm-hmm. I had a lot of back hair, and my fingernail growth was really, really underdeveloped. Yeah.
Sure.
I started using
poor cuticles.
I started using these probiotic drinks. My God.
Night and day.
I wake up like a Clydesdale every morning.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. I hit the gym. I go to the sauna.
I'm convinced.
It's all to these probiotic drinks. All right, you got to hear what they got to say about it. Okay.
Yeah, give me names. So do you have names?
Also-
What is your favorite
Ooh,
drink?
they got great flavors. They got cool mint. They got mango.
I'm a sucker for mango.
Ooh, hey, if you like to party, they got a pina colada flavor. All right, they got all of your favorite flavors, probiotic drinks, pro
Makes you
life.
feel like you're sitting on a beach, even if it's dead of winter.
Absolutely.
Wow.
So let me tell you all about pro life technologies, probiotic
I wanna know
drinks.
more.
All right?
I'm interested.
Ultimate Probiotic is specially formulated to restore your gut health. My gut, like I said, my gut health was not good.
You drink like a fish.
Oh, it was terrible. Listen,
Drink like a
you
fish.
okay? So they have certain tier levels. So I just bought into tier level 2.
Right.
Yeah,
How many levels are there?
8.
So what would you do one a week?
So I did the intro pack, but they said they liked me and they
The
said I'm a great
introduction.
introduction. Yeah,
Sure.
Which is at a low price of get ready for this
I'm ready.
$17.99 a month.
Wow.
Yeah, and just for the level
Way
2.
less than $1 a day.
That's exactly.
I'm in.
What are you also going to spend $1? You getting gumballs? Stop it. Listen, get rid of the gumballs. Pro Life Technologies.
Yeah, you don't want that red dye 40.
No, hold on, but you got to let me finish this, okay? Because I'm
Sure,
so
sure.
excited for this right now.
Okay, I'm ready.
So, Ultimate Probiotic is specially formulated to restore your gut health and resolve your stomach issues. Our probiotic capsules are lab tested and guaranteed to contain the strains that will survive throughout your gut and bring renewed digestive comfort and relief.
Is there any restrictions? Like you shouldn't do this when you're on this drink?
No, you can do whatever you want.
Oh, it's like fuck it.
It's
Throw
ba-
caution to the wind.
Yeah.
Can we start right? Where did these sayings come from?
Sayings. Hold on. I'm not
Okay,
done
I'm
with
so-
our
I'm sorry,
spot.
I'm
They
sorry,
bought
I'm
a lot of ad time, all right? So let me just give you some of the minerals that they have in there. They got calcium. They got phosphorus. They got potassium.
Whoa.
3 of my favorites. Sulfur, sodium, chloride, magnesium, iron, zinc, copper, magnesium, iodine, selenium, and get ready for this. They just added chromium. But that is at tier level 5. So
And there's more to come.
there's more to come. They're introducing some pretty cool new flavors, but that's reserved for maybe next week's podcast.
Let them buy more time.
Let them buy more time. Pro Life Technologies, go get it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for investing in this show. We couldn't do this without you. All right.
Much appreciated.
So now let's actually get to the show.
we got that out of the way.
All right. So,
Hi, Sean.
hi, Maggie.
How was your week?
Other than my gut health being extraordinary,
Stupendous.
I'm
Sure.
doing pretty darn good. I can't complain.
Good,
Yeah.
Good.
We got a list, you know.
Did you go out this weekend?
Did I go out this weekend? Yeah, I went out this weekend. I went to a couple bars. That's usually what we do. Once again, Pro Life Technologies.
It's changed your life.
We
you can
we-
go out drinking.
You can go out
and
drinking
Feel healthy.
and feel healthy the next day. Perfect. Absolutely. Okay. Hey, that was a little extra on top of it. All right. Pro Life Technologies, you're welcome. All right.
Good.
Free airtime.
It's out
But
there.
yeah, I did go out this weekend, which I usually do, because I'm a very lonely person and I'm looking for somebody.
Shad, you don't have much trouble doing that. Don't play
You'd
games with me.
you'd be surprised. It's usually not that good. You know, it's bad sometimes. It's very lonely. So, I have a couple bars that I like to go to.
Frequent. You like
yeah,
to
they're,
frequent.
they're my nesting places. I like.
I have
to
a question
call.
for you, Sean.
Sure.
There's a couple different bars that are out there. There's dive bars. There's hole in the wall bars. There's fancy bars.
Sure.
What kind of man are you? I mean, what are you looking for? I mean, different women hang out in different bars. You know, are you looking for like a little dirty girl you can spend a night with, or are you looking for like the one? You know,
I'm looking for dirty right now.
you're like a dirty boy looking for a dirty girl.
I'm like a child.
Did you just wink at me?
I think I did.
Ah, I just caught that.
I'm like a child in a supermarket. I'm not even looking at the top shelf cereals. I'm just going
Mid
for
tier,
bottom
tier.
bottom tier shelf right now. That's where
Yeah.
I'm at in life.
You're young.
So-
You're a young boy yet, still.
Yeah. Well, every now and then, I mean, you know me. We've been to a couple bars. I like divey bars because
Tell me why you like dive bars, and then tell me why you like fancy bars.
I'll
I'll tell you my reason.
I like dive bars because fancy bars go through literally the playbook of like what you need nowadays to look like a fancy bar. You need Edison lights, you need
Cool colors
somebody in a
and, like,
vest
hey.
or something.
Yeah.
That constitutes a fancy bar nowadays. And it's fine in very small doses, but I like just a nasty, dirty bar where you don't know what's going to happen. You go to a nice bar downtown where you spend $13 on a cocktail, nothing's going to get wild.
This is why I don't like the $13 cocktails.
Why's that?
Because I feel like it's unsustainable. So you meet a lady and you're like, hey, let's meet here, you know? If you're looking to get laid, you want to get her all fucking drunk, liquored up, hope that you get lucky, right? Now, if you go to a fancy bar and you're spending $13 to $16 with a tip on a cocktail or something, you're $50 in the hole in the first half hour. You don't got a lot of wiggle room there unless you got pretty big pockets, right? And they're good, and it's fun to see them make them, and they've got the orange peel and the whole kit and caboodle.
They love their orange
That's
peels.
another good thing. So it's nice to go there, but I think it's a bar that you go first. It's like a nice setup. Like, hey, lady, it's nice to meet you. I'm going to take you for a nice drink. We're going to have a couple two tree. And then, you know, you throw caution to the wind, and you're like, fuck it. Let's go to a shitty dive bar, get a couple Pabst Blue Ribbon. Shout out.
I want you to get to really know me.
Right.
Yeah.
Like
which is the dive bar, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, when you go on a date, what do you usually do? You usually wear nice clothes, you dress up, you make sure your hair is looking all nice.
This is the first couple dates.
You never go on a date wearing sweatpants.
No.
Dive bars are the equivalent of sweatpants, and everybody likes sweatpants.
Everybody. It's comfort.
It's comfort.
You find comfort in that.
Yes.
But what I mean is, I'm not talking about just first date stuff, but I think with fancy bars, I find it like unsustainable in a way. You take your business partner there, you take a girl on a first date there, but it's unsustainable in the way where like I'm not gonna spend my night there. I'm gonna
No, nobody ever does that unless you have silly money.
it's like stupid. It's not as fun either. Everyone seems a little bit uptight. Everyone's kind of uncomfortable because the outfits that they're wearing, because you want to match your outfit to like your setting. So I think it's a little strange. And I think that when you bring people like in a different environment that's a little bit more loose, so to speak, they're playing like cooler, funner music. You can loosen up a bit, a few more drinks. So fancy bars, I think, are fun, but I think I think they do this on purpose. You know, we want a dress code, and we want to look like this, and we want these types of people, and meet these types of people. But you don't stay there. You don't frequent there.
No.
You go there to visit. You go for the experience, and then you for me anyway, I take off. I'm like, fuck it, I'm taking off. You know.
I can't even get into most places that have a dress code because I'm literally dressed like.
Can't go in with sweatpants.
Yeah, I have holes in my pants. I'm wearing a Star Trek T-shirt, and I have a leather jacket. Nobody's letting me in.
No, you're not getting in anyway.
I don't look like.
You're not a hat wearer. They don't really like hats.
I wear my Carhartt hat a lot. It's because it's winter, but no, I don't usually wear hats. But yeah, I don't like places where they tell you, oh, you have to look like this, you have to dress like this.
You know why I think they do it though? Because you want to meet people that are like that. So like, it's not a 21-year-old bar. It's more of like a 31-year-old bar. As in, you know, you're more established, you have a good job, and you're like worried about your future. Like, oh my God, I want to marry somebody like this. I want to date somebody like this so I can potentially have like a better relationship. And this is what I want out of my partner. And we're all animals, you know?
Yeah.
So it's like that whole survival of the fittest thing. You want somebody that like,
Yeah, I got nice clothes on. I can afford
it's
nice
just
drinks.
so, it's like an oxymoron for me. Cause like you want to go to a fancy bar, which I find unsustainable for the reasons I just listed. Because you're not going to spend a lot of time there.
Yeah.
But you want to find someone that like you can have a sustainable relationship with. And I don't feel like you get like the rawness of a human being that you do out of like a dive bar.
Is that really where most people meet people nowadays, besides online dating, is in bars?
Yes. I think you either go out and you try to socialize to get to like know people. That's where you meet people. Where are you going to meet them in your bedroom? I mean, you can, I guess.
There's nobody there.
What do you mean? Yeah, what do you expect? A princess to just knock on your door and be like, oh my God, I'm lost. My car broke down.
Have you ever talked to somebody who is completely sober and talk about dating? It's very, very odd.
It's uncomfortable.
No, so I have a friend who is a teetotaler.
A what?
A teetotaler is like an old-timey word for somebody who's sober.
like a fuddy-duddy.
I guess so.
Sure.
Yeah. And they always say, "Oh, well, why do you have to go to a bar to go meet somebody?" I'm like, I don't fucking know.
What do you mean?
What?
Them in the grocery store?
Yeah, the grocery. That's what you.
What do you drop an orange on the ground?
That's what they
like,
say.
What do you,
They
what
said,
do you mean?
"Well, why don't you go to the gym or why don't you go to the library and start talking to people?" I'm not gonna talk to somebody in the library. First
Also,
of all,
I feel like
first of all, you're not even supposed to talk in a library.
Also, I feel like the grocery store setting is like very oversaturated. Like maybe 15, 20 years ago, or like maybe pre-internet era, like people would like,
Yes,
oh my God, I bumped into
absolutely.
you at the grocery store. Like,
Yeah.
oh, we caught each other again. You're buying the same. I was going to pick up that fruit. You know, like, that's the avocado I liked.
You
know?
you like oranges. I like oranges.
Yeah. Like that seems like kind of oversaturated. And I don't think it's like as popular anymore. So yes, I do think that bars are social settings. So yes, typically that's where you would meet somebody. And I think that
Plus-
certain
plus-
bars are like certain types of people. Like, and I know we live in Rochester.
You have an anxiety reducer in your hand, anyways.
Yeah, that makes everything easier,
Yeah.
cooler,
But
better.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Keep going.
No, but I think that in any sense of the word, like the places that you frequent are, you know, you are who the company you keep. It's kind of like that mentality.
Yes.
So people that go to one bar that like has this social setting and are looking for something are different than the people that, and I don't want to name names because we're out of Rochester and you know people that listen to us live in Rochester, but so it's hard to say names of bars. But you know, people that go to East End, I'm not going to name any bars, but people
Yeah.
that go there are different than the people that go to South Ave.
Yes.
Or they're different types. We listen to different types of music. Typically, this is I'm just generalizing here, but they're different like types of people. So you are attracted to what, like that environment. You're attracted to that because that's who you are and that's the people you want to attract. It's like
Well, yeah,
you-
I mean-
you are the company you keep.
You go to certain bars because you're looking for a certain type of people. I mean, you go to like.
But again, we just talked about like how you go to a dive bar because you're looking for lower tier type of women.
That's not true. There's dive bars are just a non-pretentious place that you can go to and it's easygoing.
But I think it's everything. I think it encompasses everything. It's the
You
music.
know,
I
because you're
think it's
almost
the
implying
music they play.
the dive bars are for shitty people. I like rougher types, but
Okay, do you like people with blonde hair or dark hair? What are you more attracted to? What catches your eye?
I'm more of a brunette kind of person.
I'm a brunette type of person.
Yeah.
Sure. Do you like tattoos?
Ooh, I do like a tattooed woman. Yes.
See, that like catches your eye then.
Well,
So like, I'm saying that when you
I think
go to
I think that clicked off.
again, start that up again. We'll put a little.
Put a little.
Sorry, everybody. We're taking a video, and it keeps shutting off. So we'll put a little thing up. We'll restart it. Whatever. I think that the people that hang out, like let's say South Ave, are more like the type that maybe might catch your eye, as opposed to the people
I'm more into alternative looking
going to
girls.
the fucking Strath Allen.
Yeah.
You know, it's just different. I'm with you. I'm a dive bar. I'm a hole in the wall bar
Yes.
kind of girl. I like if I find a little shitty hole in the wall bar, that's where I want to go. That's what I like.
And
I feel comfortable there. I feel like more like myself there.
you and me try to go on vacation at least once a year.
Every
and-
every year for the past couple years, we
Yeah.
go to a place. Yeah,
Yeah,
typically in
and-
the summertime and.
Yeah, we're not going for anything in particular. It's not like oh man, we're going here for a concert or something like that. We're usually just going because like, oh, I want to see what's in this city. And we went to Maine over the summer.
Vermont and Maine.
Vermont and Maine. Maine,
Close proximity.
Man, I like Maine. Maine's a great place.
I loved Portland.
Oh, Portland is fun.
I loved a
Yeah.
lot of things about Portland, though.
Yes.
I loved even down to like the street, that like cobblestoney sort of that cobble wobble.
The cobble wobble, yeah.
You know, the drunk girls that would
drunk girls
cobble
working the
wobble on their
cobble.
heels.
Oh,
you know,
yeah, I know what they
Kinda
meant, yeah.
fall all over the place. It was just a different vibe, right on the water too, and it had a bad smell to it. But you know,
Oh, it stunk down there.
oh,
at the
and,
docks.
last season we talked about like has anything been like bad, but it made it good. Like that smell was so fishy and bad, but it also was good.
It was charming.
Charming, gritty, like that
We found so
oystery,
many- we
fishy
found-
sort of like who no one ever like. You don't want that when you're like eating a meal.
We found
but you
so
do
many. We found
want-
so
you
many
want that.
good bars down in there.
Yes, we did.
And what's the place that we enjoyed the most?
It was called Bubba's. Now, for anyone who listens to this is not gonna
No.
understand what this is.
If you ever go to Maine, this is the best bar in Portland.
Bar none. No, but
Hands down.
if you like dive bars, if you like fancy bars, this is not the place for
It
you.
was on the top 10 list of something of best dive bars in America.
I think it was number 11.
It was up there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
In all of the United States of America, it was like number 11.
And where did we go?
Well, we went there 3 different times, I think, in
Yes.
2 days. So I'm not saying you should trust us, but you should fucking trust us. Okay.
Yeah. You should.
You love
if,
dive
if you
bars.
listen
I
to
love
us, you
dive
should
bars.
do this. Yeah.
This place was more than just a dive bar. It was the Disneyland
Of dive bars.
of dive bars.
Yes. Bubba's Sulky Lounge.
Now, anyone who likes a dive bar, and I'm speaking just to you people, if you like fancy bars, tune out, click off, go home, whatever.
Unsubscribe.
Yes.
Thumbs down.
This place had a 3-tier dance floor that was light up, meaning when you step on it, it lit up.
Disco lights. Yeah.
Disco lights on the floor. It's that whole like in the big scene, in the movie Big.
It was like Saturday Night Fever.
Mixed with every kind of oddity object that you can find on eBay or something. Like, I mean, we're talking over 1,000
Knickknacks.
lunch boxes.
Oh my god!
Knickknacks,
All the lunch
stuffed
bag
animals.
boxes on the roof. Yeah.
You can smoke inside. Another
No, there was
thing
no
too-
smoking inside.
Yeah, I remember we had a cigarette with that old lady.
We didn't. Was there?
You remember we had
No, we went outside. You can't smoke in there. You're thinking of Philadelphia when we went to, God, what was that place? It was like Ralph's Happy Birthday in Pennsylvania, where you could
Oh,
smoke
yeah, we did
inside.
smoke in New
Yeah,
York.
because New York, you're not allowed to do anything
Well, we
fun
weren't in New York,
anymore.
we were in Maine.
Yeah,
Um,
but
Okay, back to what I was saying though. There's not just a chair there or like a bar stool like you'd go to like a dive bar. They were full fucking recliners
office chairs.
that just stunk. They just stunk.
There was so
it
much
was
shit in
40
there.
years
Yeah.
of grime and oil and grease and dirt.
It was like going into a garage sale, but with a bar built around it.
Yes.
There was so much crap in there. And when I mean crap, I mean it in the best way ever.
Oh, it wasn't
Not
crap.
like Bruce
You
and
see some of those lunchboxes? Those lunchboxes went for
Yeah.
hundreds of dollars.
not like
even.
Bruce and Susan Bronski's garage sale. They have great things. Once again, let me mention our sponsor.
Go ahead.
They have everything you'd want to see there. Once again, just go there, go see. But yes, back to our story.
Bubba's. Now, Bubba too. Remember, it was very homey in the way where when we like went there in the afternoon and nobody was there, we asked about the owner. Who is this guy?
Who is this titular Bubba?
He was an amazing basketball player. Remember?
No, he's a horse breeder.
No, that was later on. Remember, he played basketball and he was really
Oh,
tall.
yeah.
And then he was like, he could have been in the NBA, but he was like, fuck it or whatever. And then
Yes.
that you went to the army, and then he was great in the army, whatever. Came back with a GI Bill, bought this bar. It was tiny, and then he kept buying more of it, and
More,
it got bigger,
yeah.
and that's why it's the 3-tier fucking
Dance
dance
floor,
floor.
yeah.
And then he's a big collector. So like the coolest toys, the coolest
Everything.
action figures, the coolest lunchboxes.
It's a scary place because if you've never been there before, they have like a lot of like weird,
Super overwhelming.
stuffed mannequins and things like that. So you think you're like standing next to somebody, but it's actually a mannequin.
Yes.
Yeah.
How many times? Remember we pulled up the whole horse and carriage
There's a horse
buggy
and yeah.
outside? I thought there was like real people
I thought
sitting
those
there.
were real
It's
people
kind
as
of like
well.
going in this like weird fun house, or if people enjoy going to like a Halloween kind of haunted house.
Yeah.
It kind of had that feel. Like you walk through it and you're like, oh, like is there somebody there? And, oh my god,
It's,
no,
it's a
there
little haunted
isn't.
housey, yeah.
Yeah, it was strange. It was.
Yeah, we left Portland and we weren't even going to plan on staying there, and we actually went back the next day at 9 o'clock in the morning because they open up so early, and we were
Yep.
hanging out there, and everybody there in the morning crew was like 60 years old. And we
Yeah,
just
but
had-
that
we
lady
just had
too
a
was
bunch.
like, "Oh, I've known Bubba forever.
Well, she
He's
worked
always
there.
giving me a job." Yeah, but that's what I mean. It was there was this weird thing about it where it felt very intimate. even though it was so large.
Yeah.
Like, everybody kind of knows everybody, and it was just really, really fucking cool.
That's Bubba's right
That's
there.
Bubba's.
Yeah. Yeah, if you're ever in Portland, that is probably one of the best dive bars I've ever been to in my entire life.
Yeah, if I could say go anywhere.
I can't think of anything that would ever top
It was
that.
it was this crazy fun house. Crazy fun house. It was like nothing else I've ever been to. It's like, again, we're in Rochester. If you guys ever gone to Lux, imagine Lux times 8 billion%. I don't even know how else to.
By a gajillion.
It's just fucking crazy. Remember the whole back lot with all the airplanes and radio flyers and
Everything. They had, like sleds and all this weird shit hanging on the walls. Yeah.
super bizarre.
Yeah. If you get a chance, go onto their actual website just to get an idea, because there's nothing that I think we could actually put into words to describe what this place looked like.
No way. No way.
Yeah.
So that's the diviest bar I've probably
It's the
ever been
diviest
to.
of dive bars I've
And
ever
I've been
gone
around to a lot of places, and I've been, I've
Yeah.
visited a lot of, the United States.
It's like the Godfather of.
Certainly,
Yeah.
absolutely.
I don't know about you, but in our drive up here, we spent about 45 minutes driving to where we are, and you said you don't like Christmas music.
Sean, I fucking hate Christmas
What
music.
do you hate about? How do you hate Christmas music? I love Christmas music. By the way,
Sean, I fucking hate Christmas music.
why? It makes me feel so good. Listen,
That's
I
weird.
I have
That's weird.
I have seasonal depression.
I don't suffer from that.
Oh, I get so gloomy, and the one little thing that chips me up is Christmas music. I don't know what it is, but it just makes me happy, and it lets me get through
Okay, I have a
the
question.
holiday season. Sure.
What even identifies as Christmas music anyway? What is it? What even qualifies or identifies as? If you say Christmas in a song, then it's Christmas music. A sleigh bell in a background is Christmas music. What even is Christmas music? It seems so clear.
The general topic, I think, is that, hey, what are the major themes? Snow, Santa, obviously,
Okay.
spending time with your loved ones. It's like a reassuring message that I can hear. They play over the loudspeakers, and it kind of is like, hey, I guess this isn't too bad. It's snowy out.
No, I feel like Christmas music is put on me. I feel like I'm a victim of my own environment while the season is happening. It happens.
Oh, so it's unwelcomed.
Yeah, it's just put on me. It's this like forced fucking thing. And if I have to hear Mariah Carey one more goddamn time,
All I want for Christmas.
every single year, every single, everyone was like, I love that night. It's so good.
It's a good Christmas song. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, a good Christmas song. I got to listen to it every fucking year. It's got to be bashed into my brain.
There's good Christmas songs. There's okay Christmas songs, and then there's great Christmas songs.
You were listening to,
I was listening to Luther Vandross'
Yes.
Christmas. Yeah.
yeah, but I
like
yes,
Luther
do.
Vandross,
Like
so.
Luther Vandross, though, I feel like it doesn't even have to be Christmas music. Like he kind of sounds like it could be a Christmas song anyway. The only difference is he says the word Christmas or snow in it, or he's lonely or something. No, I don't like anything about Christmas music. I
Chestnuts roasting on an open fire.
Hate it.
Oh, I love that.
have you ever roasted chestnuts on an open
I don't
fire?
even think I've ever had a chestnut in my entire life.
I eat chestnuts actually.
I don't even know what
If
they
you go to
look like.
Wegmans, they sell a jar of chestnuts.
Just a whole jar.
Yeah,
Really?
they're good.
Guess what I'm doing this weekend?
But I'm doing that anyway.
I'm
Like I don't
roasting
need a
them.
Christmas song to tell me to fucking
okay,
eat a
so
chestnut.
you don't like Christmas music. Is
I
there
don't.
is there any Christmas song you actually enjoy?
No.
None. They're all terrible. So Christmas Shoes, which is, by the way, the worst Christmas song ever written.
What's your favorite Christmas song?
My favorite Christmas song, and this is so easy, is Last Christmas by George Michael. And I'll tell you why.
Please tell me why.
So I judge Christmas songs.
On happiness?
No. The main thing I look for is because it's really easy to make a Christmas song. Because all you need to do is put sleigh bells on it. Doesn't matter the topic. Yeah. And there you go.
You throw that in there.
You got a Christmas song already. So when they can avoid that trope, I'm already interested because, hey, you didn't go for the easy route. but they still have that Christmassy kind of vibe. And Last Christmas doesn't have anything about that. But whereas most Christmas songs, I would say 99.9% of these songs are very happy, they're warm. We're waiting for grandma. We're going to make a pie. We're going to snuggle in and wait for Santa.
That warm and fuzzy.
No, Last Christmas is sad and depressing.
Last Christmas is, that's why I said it's sad. That's a sad
But
and
it's so
depressing song.
refreshing because that's what life is. Most suicides
Jesus
occur,
Christ, this
happen.
is a really dark turn.
This is going to turn dark in a lot of places, but most suicides happen during the holiday season, and that is the theme song for sad holiday Christmas music.
That, you know what though? That is just a really good song.
It's a great song too.
It's okay. Then there's my dilemma. I think when people come out with like a Christmas album, it's just dedicated to like Christmas stuff. But that specific song, I feel like it would have been a hit regardless if it had anything to do with Christmas. Mm-hmm. Because the song itself is
musically
so
wise,
good.
it's a great song. Absolutely.
Can you play that for like 30 seconds, Patrick? George Michael, Last Christmas.
Who the fuck doesn't know Last Christmas?
Well, I don't.
What are you, from North Korea or something? Of course you know Last Christmas. Everybody knows that song. You know what the most... This is even... So, it reached its pinnacle in like my favorite of favorite Christmas songs. Mm-hmm. And the thing that escalated it even more is because George Michael died on Christmas.
Yeah.
2 years ago. Wow. Holy shit.
That's the whole, like, did he perpetuate that? Like, that was that,
I don't know.
like,
He didn't kill himself.
you know,
or
no, I
anything.
know. But they say you can't pick. Actually, this doesn't really qualify. But they say that you can't pick the day, but you can pick the time.
I have no idea.
You've never heard that?
If I'm going to die, I hope it's 100 years
You've never
from
heard
now.
that saying?
I think they clicked off again.
That you can't pick the day, but you can pick the moment.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I think when it's your time to go, it's your time to go. Look at George.
Kick the bucket.
Kick the bucket. Yeah, we're going to get into sayings
Why would
later.
you kick the bucket?
Yeah, what does that mean? We're going to talk about sayings later, and we've been thinking about like just passing phrases that people use all the time. I'm like, what is the meaning of that? We'll get into that later. But look at George H.W. He just died. But Barbara just died about, what, 6 months ago?
Yes, and that's okay. We were talking about this on the way up. People are gonna hate me for this, but I like little Georgie boy. I like Georgie boy. He was just.
This is too. What? Yeah, it's a great song. I can hear it through your microphone. Put on Last Christmas. You know, listen. Pause this for a second. This is actually a great time to take a break. Put on Last Christmas. Go look up Pro-Life Technologies, their probiotic shakes. I think they have a Christmas sale coming up on December 20th. All right, so go get in there. Go buy your Tier 1 probiotic drinks. Listen to some Christmas music.
Change your life.
Yeah. So George Bush Sr. just passed away, but his wife just passed away too about, what, 3 or 4 months ago?
Isn't that so typical, though? Like,
well, when you're old like that and you've been married for 74 years, you don't really have much of a reason to live.
I was gonna be like when couples have been together that long, when one goes, I think the other one kind of follows.
They were married
suit.
74 years.
I haven't even lived 74 years, so I don't even know what it's like to be married for 74 years. That sounds asinine to me.
Oh, my God. I can't even picture that.
Can you imagine fucking the same person for 74 years?
I hope to masturbate until I'm at least 100, so I can get used to that. But, yeah,
Positivity.
I wouldn't want to fuck Barbara Bush for 74 years. That sounds like hell.
Geez, you were never in love with Barbara Bush, though. How do you know?
I was never in love with Barbara Bush, but if I were to be in love with Barbara Bush,
You wouldn't want to fuck her for 74 years.
I would tear that pussy up, yeah.
Whoa, hey yo.
Yeah.
Yeah, I bet he did.
If you're president, what
What would I do first?
No, what are your sex times? I'm curious. Is there somebody always outside the door?
I could only speculate what my sex times would be, but if you
I want a beer.
moved in to the White House,
Like as
That's
president
better.
or just like a visitor?
no, just like for
I'm
like,
renting.
Like if you became president that first night, I feel like you're banging harder than you did on your wedding night. like, yo, bitch,
Presidential sex.
that's what I
yeah.
mean. Like, yo, bitch, we're in the big house.
I think that's why
We're in the big White House. Like, I think that's better than fucking like your wedding night.
I think that's why Hillary wanted to be president so bad, because hey, two presidents fucking. That's never happened. Have two
Come on, Bill was banging a ton of other women
Yeah, but
in
if two
that fucking
presidents
White House
ever
too.
fucked before, not that I know of.
Have two presidents ever fucked before? Well, one, I don't know that.
I
but
don't know.
Second thing is, there's only been male presidents. So if they were, like, you wouldn't admit
No,
it. 'Cause they'd be, like,
I mean, like in the
super
world,
fucking
because
gay.
no, because that would be a little gay.
Not a little gay. That'd be like, that's the definition
Well,
of gay.
there's been female presidents in other countries.
Sure. But we're talking about the White House.
The big W.
Yeah.
I have no idea. You know, speaking of gay relationships, I think we mentioned this before. You know, what's the strangest hookup I ever heard? And this came out in the news a couple weeks ago, if not months. Is that Marlon Brando fucked Richard Pryor?
I'm calling such bullshit on that relationship that I
I
don't even know
believe
what
it.
else to tell you. Why?
Because multiple sources said that.
You blindly believe that?
I blindly believe.
Have you talked to
everything.
Richard Pryor
It was
or
on-
Marlon Brando?
They're both dead, but this was on BuzzFeed, so
Exactly.
I believe it.
That was like that's the pinnacle of truth. BuzzFeed for you is like, if it's on BuzzFeed, it's definitely
A couple
true.
verified sources said this, but
Do you know
I
what,
can't
though?
picture that.
This is going to sound weird, but I think lately in the news, I believe TMZ before I believe like CNN.
Why is that?
Because I think TMZ is so obsessed with, like, they truly like stalk and follow people.
I can
And
see. Yeah, I
they're a
can
big
see what you
company. They
mean
don't
now,
want to
yeah.
like be sued, so they do like give like evidence to something.
Yeah.
Where like other news outlets can kind of throw like caution to the wind, like, oh, fuck it, like we believe this to be true, so we're gonna say that it's a fact. Where
Plus, they get together in like the room and they all discuss the same thing that
Sure.
they filmed. Yeah. So
Yeah.
yeah, I can kind of
like
see
I think
that,
TMZ
yeah.
is almost like more truthful than like CNN. Because they don't care about other people's like lives. Like CNN, I think has, I don't mean
They have an
CNN.
agenda.
Yeah, but they do. They have an agenda. Where like TMZ just doesn't give a fuck.
No.
Like they're gonna out anybody.
They just want
would
views. Yeah.
Yeah, that's all they want. It's like like straight clickbait. But I think they like also like care about like being truthful because they like they want the dirty shit.
This is so strange that people base their whole entire well-being off of how many views you get of things.
Well, it didn't used to be that way, but yeah,
And no, of
certainly
course
is
it
now.
used to be. It's internet points, but you need validation. We discussed this already. Like, oh man, how do we get more viewers on our show? People naturally crave validation for things, whether it's like a picture or a video, or I did something. You want people to like, hey,
Yeah,
people
but-
watch this.
But the clickbait thing, have you ever seen a headline and it sounds interesting and then you click on it and then you go to read it and they didn't even touch on anything that had to do with the headliner? It's because, like, on the internet, all they need you to do is click on it. So they just need to get you.
Yeah.
You know, where the news can't just get you on a headline because as soon as you start watching, you're like, this is straight bullshit, and they have nothing to fucking say. So I'm tuning out.
Yeah.
And I know this is like a little off topic. I say that a lot, but if you want somebody to listen to you, like if you're having an argument with a significant other and they're not hearing you or listening to you, they're going to tune out. But if you were to write them a letter, they have no choice but to like sit down and read it, meaning they're hearing everything that you said. They're reading everything that you say. So I don't think like texting in an argument is healthy because you can't pick up like context
Yeah.
of like how like people are saying something, you know? But there is that whole other side where during a text message, things seem to be like misconstrued. But in a letter, like they're forced to hear everything you say.
Like a handwritten letter?
Yeah, like
Okay.
a handwritten letter. Like
When was the last
text,
time
it's like you kind of power back and forth.
When was the last time you got a handwritten letter,
You
though?
fire off, but you fire off at the mouth, and there's like they can retaliate, you know,
Yeah.
and they don't hear like how you said it. They don't hear like sarcasm or context, or they don't hear that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But when you write something like a full letter, if people aren't going to open a letter, start reading it, and then stop halfway through to like respond because they can't. In a letter, you have to like literally start from the beginning and you have to finish it. So you have to take that time.
Yeah.
To like soak it in and answer, and I think that's important. Mm-hmm. I think you get to say what you mean and mean what you say because you have the time to write it out. You physically wrote it out, and then also on top of that, they have to actually soak it in, and they're going to finish it. They're not going to stop halfway through.
No, you have to finish it.
Yeah.
Because somebody put the effort into it. Texting is very, very informal. And the last handwritten letter I got was maybe like 2 years ago. And I actually even got it in the mail.
Yeah.
From a friend. And man, yeah, I read every single word in there.
Every word.
Yeah. Because somebody who took the time to do that.
Let me ask you a question. Did you read it once or did you at least read it twice?
I saved that.
I bet you read it twice too. You didn't just read it once.
Of course I read it twice, yeah.
So like that, it's even though it sounds weird,
handwritten implies sincerity.
it's almost more intimate.
Yeah, absolutely, it's more intimate.
There's a certain amount of intimacy on writing a letter than there is sending a text or having a conversation over a phone. Over the phone, yes, you hear context, you hear sarcasm, you can pick up on that.
Mm-hmm. And that's so strange because you know me, I'm really, really into sci-fi. And the whole entire time, sci-fi's been around for decades, if not centuries.
Sure.
And the whole entire time, especially modern sci-fi, is, we need to do like face chatting and visual videos of people. And people don't really do that at all. People don't really like that in any way because it seems more insincere, which is a strange thing.
You know why I disagree with you?
Well, you think
I don't talk on the phone anymore. I just FaceTime.
You FaceTime me every now and then, but for the most part, people text.
Well, now you have a Google phone, but when you
but you have the app to message me. So.
The Google Duo or whatever. But like most of my friends, literally, like I'm not gonna say names, but I'm not lying when I tell you that all of my friends do not call me over the telephone. They all FaceTime me. Talked to Jess this morning on FaceTime.
Yeah.
Amy called me at 3:00 in the morning on FaceTime. I talk to my friends on FaceTime. We do not make phone calls. We're like, hey, what's up? What are you doing?
We literally FaceTime. I feel
each
a
other.
little upset because you haven't FaceTimed me in a while.
You don't have you can only FaceTime on.
You have the app
iPhone.
to do it. You little bastard.
I don't like the Google Duo either because you're like in this weird little tiny circle.
I'm in a circle?
Yeah.
Google, fix your shit. All right? I'm really sick and tired of it.
Yeah, you're like on a tiny little circle.
Well, it's 2019. They need to fix this.
Yeah, Google Duo is just like a weird, like, everything's, the whole circumference, like, you're in like a circumference.
I don't know anybody.
Everything around it is just blacked out.
I don't know anybody who else has a Google phone. Most people I know have an Apple phone.
No, it does it with Android too.
I have to sneeze.
Go ahead and sneeze.
I don't have to anymore.
So short-lived.
That's most of the functions in my body.
You looked at the light.
I tried, yeah. I heard that.
Wouldn't you change that if you were to clone yourself? That, like, if you could clone yourself, isn't there things that you would change about you? Like, you like you, right?
No, I'm sick.
I like you.
I'm sick of me. I need a better clone.
You know what sucks about you? And it's the same thing that sucks about me and everybody else.
What sucks about me? I want you to tell me.
No,
right
it's
now.
not just you. It's not like it's not exclusive to you.
Rake me over the coals right
It's not
now.
just exclusive
What's
to
so
you.
bad about me?
Okay, but it's not just you. It's not exclusive to just you.
Okay.
That
I'm listening.
everybody in the world has to sit with themselves. Like, I never get to get away from me. I have to be with me every fucking day of my life.
I think they made that into a horror movie once.
I got to live with me every day. There's nothing I can do.
Being with Maggie. Man, I don't like that.
But it's not just exclusive to me. Like, you have to be with you every fucking day. You have to live like that.
I don't think people think about that, though.
Oh, I think about it all the time.
Really?
Because I know that I annoy other people, so I annoy myself. I'm like, fuck. If I could just get away from me for like one day, if I could take a break from me for one fucking day, that would be great. And you know what that's called? It's called sleeping.
Yeah.
And even then, I gotta fucking have my own dreams and shit. I'm lucky on the morning that I wake up and I didn't have a dream.
It's like that movie.
Because I got a break from this, whatever this is.
It's like that movie, What About Bob? I'm taking a vacation from myself.
Yeah, I want to take a vacation myself. I can't. I'm my own mental terrorist. Because I gotta I gotta live like right there every day. That's a nightmare in itself.
You're a mental jihadist.
Yes. Yeah. Doesn't matter if I'm a Sunni or a Shiite. I gotta fucking live with me every fucking day of my life.
It could be worse.
Oh, everything could always
You
be worse.
you could be your least favorite person. You know what's the first really deep thought I ever had in my life? I remember being like 8 or 9 years old, and I was looking in the mirror, and I was like, who am I? Why am I me? This is very strange.
Mm-hmm. I think a lot of people think that. Like, have you ever gotten up and looked in the bathroom mirror and like stared at yourself?
Yeah, all the time.
And you like look dead in your own fucking eyes. Yeah, and you like try to figure something out. I've done that. I've done that super drunk. And it's like the worst because you try to see something. You're like, I want to fucking see this. And then you're like, I'm shithouse hammered. I got to go, you know?
That's why I don't smoke pot anymore, because I would look in the mirror for like 20 minutes and be like, oh, God, everything's going wrong right now.
You don't do it sober?
No. It's usually just for aesthetic reasons I'm looking in the mirror.
Isn't that why most people look in the mirror?
Wait.
For aesthetic reasons. It's not for emotional reasons.
You asked me if I want to be a clone. What the fuck does that mean?
I mean, you said there's things that you don't like about yourself. So if you were
That's
to
everybody. Everybody's.
Yeah, but
likes
if you
things
were to
about
meet
themselves.
you, like a clone of you,
I would love to meet me.
if you were to
Because I
meet,
could finally sit down with somebody and talk about Star Trek for an extended period of time.
God, that sounds boring.
That's my fantasy.
There's so many Trekkies out there.
I haven't met any. If you're out there, please come find me. 'Cause I'm very lonely.
Make a Reddit post, you ding dong.
I go on the Star Trek Reddit.
Of course you do.
Yeah, because I have nothing better to do with my
I'm just saying, if you were to like clone, one, they say if you were to see yourself on the street, you wouldn't recognize yourself, like at all.
Who says that? Clones?
I think it's like science or something. They say like if you see yourself on the street, you wouldn't recognize yourself.
What was that weird ass website you were showing me about cloning?
It's called Clonaid.
Is this a sponsor?
It's
of
one
ours?
word. It's one word.
They don't sponsor us.
No, Clonaid.
But they could.
However, does not sponsor us.
Clonaid.
But they're looking for like contributors and like people that like they're looking for promotion and you know.
You tell them all about Clonaid, and I'm gonna go take a piss.
Okay, I'll tell them about Clonaid. I don't know too much about Clonaid. All right, so I kind of spiraled out one night, and I looked at this website, and it was called Clonaid, and you essentially can clone your own self. And I kind of considered like the pros and cons of what that would be. I don't think I'd want to clone me. I don't think I'd want to do that. It would be interesting to do it. I would like to meet me just to know how much I could physically like or emotionally love or hate me. I don't think I would like myself. I don't think I would be interested in that. But if you can clone yourself and like with DNA and all that stuff, like there's certain things that you can tamper with or fix or something. Like I think there's certain things I'd fix about myself.
All right.
Not much. I mean, I love my fucking face.
You know what I do with my clone? Have a bigger bladder. Huge bladder.
That would be your number one thing.
It's my number one thing.
To make a larger bladder?
Like the size of a gallon.
What if your bladder was outside of your body?
Like a colostomy bag?
Yeah, like you had to carry it around. Would you do it then?
No.
What if you had like a really big like stomach?
Colostomy bags scare me.
Me too. But what if it was
I'm sorry if you have a colostomy
instead of
bag.
outside your stomach, what if it was inside of your stomach? Would you do it then?
There's a colostomy bag inside my stomach?
No, I'm saying like you wish that you could clone yourself. Everything would be exactly the same except you had a bigger bladder. Like, what if that made your stomach enlarged? Would you do it then?
Yes.
That's weird. I wouldn't.
I'm sorry. You asked me a question. I gave you an answer.
No, I'm glad that you did. I'm glad that you're being honest.
You're judging me right now about
Yes.
what I would do with my clone. Wait, I wouldn't even have that. That sucks. Never mind. I don't want that.
Have you ever seen the movie Multiplicity?
With Michael Keaton?
Yes. Oh my God. So you know what I'm talking about.
I'm very
And
familiar.
He makes like so many clones of himself, and every clone that he makes,
They get worse. They
they
get...
get like dumber and dumber. Yeah, that's a
Oh.
great movie though. I love Michael Keaton. I'm a Michael Keaton fan.
You
Are
say dumber, I would use the R word.
What was that word, Sean? You can say it.
They get more rambunctious.
Ooh, I
Yeah.
like it.
No, they do.
Are you a Michael Keaton fan?
Michael Keaton is the best Batman that there
Michael
ever was.
Keaton is by far the best Batman, and I'm so glad you just said that because I want to.
Where are the drugs?
I love Michael Keaton.
Christian
as Batman.
Slater's okay. Ben Affleck is passable.
I love.
George Clooney is the worst Batman ever.
I love Michael Keaton.
Michael Keaton. Michael, if you're listening, please be Batman again.
He was great. He was a great Batman.
Yes.
I don't think he can be Batman again, but I loved.
He could.
I loved Michael Keaton as Batman.
Nostalgia's at an all-time high.
It is.
If
90s is making a comeback.
If nostalgia was on the NASDAQ Dow Jones Open Trade Market, it would be selling at a premium price right now.
You think so?
Oh yeah, even I would buy into it.
Okay, so back to the cloning thing, though.
I want a Winnie. Give me a
And I'm
Winnie.
sorry, but back to the cloning thing, though. Colostomy bag, internal extra room of colostomy bag would be your go-to.
I could just do that right now. That's not how that works. Colostomy bags are like for poop and stuff. It's not for pee.
But I'm asking you as a like if you could fix all of your negatives in your cloning, what would you do?
I'd get over my fear of planes.
Fear of planes?
I have a terrifying fear of planes.
You visit your mother in Florida, though.
I haven't gone down there in years.
Planes?
I'm terrified of planes.
I got a question for you.
Sure.
No, actually, it's not a question. It's a statement. There's people that work on planes every single day. That is their office. That is their job.
Oh, I've heard this a bunch of times. I know where you're going, but keep going.
So people don't even think about it. It's their office. That's where they are.
It doesn't matter. It can go wrong so quickly. There was a lady that got sucked out of a plane last year.
Do you know how many car accidents happen where people just die in a car accident? Like, this is so, it's so absurd for you to be so stuck on the fact that, like, oh my God, I can die in a plane crash. You can die walking across the street.
Of course I could.
So where is your...
You know what it is? Deep down, I'm a control freak.
Okay.
That goes with cars, where we're going to eat, all sorts of things. I have a control problem, I think. And planes are the epitome of being out of control for me.
Because you're not the pilot?
If I was the pilot, I would totally fly more because I know that's my own fault then.
Right.
And I don't want to die.
But it's not your own fault. Like, sometimes, like, engines go bad.
I
Like,
don't
even
wanna-
even if you were flying a plane that was, like, systematically broken.
I don't want to die at the hands of somebody else's ignorance. Do you know there was a plane crash a couple years back where the whole plane smashed in the ground because the pilot had their children flying the plane?
I have a hard time believing that because most
That's
planes,
true. I'm not
most
making that
planes
up.
fly themselves, though.
We got to press a couple buttons, but
Yeah, but
no,
essentially
that
most
happened.
planes
Yeah,
like
there
fly
was
themselves.
a plane crash.
All right, what about the Malaysian flight that just fucking disappeared and
Oh my god!
out of nowhere?
That's a nightmare to me.
That's like the
literally a
Bermuda
nightmare.
Triangle. It's just like,
I don't know. Just planes make me nervous. It's
do you have a fear of heights?
sometimes, yeah.
You know, I'm going to tell you something. When I was younger, I'd never had a fear of heights ever my whole life. Never. Like, I could climb anything. And just recently, when I went to Vermont, it was before you met me up there, I climbed is like, we like hiked for hours, me and a friend. And I ended up like in this weird like gorge thing in the middle of the woods. It was like, it was pretty big. It was like as big as like Letchworth, you know, huge. And I found myself not being able to get anywhere close to the edge because it almost felt like a magnet, like pulling me down. So I couldn't get close to the edge. And I don't know what it was because I know it was a mental thing. Like I knew the wind wasn't going to fucking blow me into it or anything. But I wanted to be low to the ground. I kind of wanted to like hold on to something. That happened to me.
Survival instinct.
It was scary. Really fucking scary. So when I was young, it was like, fuck it, I can run over stuff and jump and play and whatever and look over the edge. And getting older, I have a real problem with heights. And it's just been with strictly age. So was it in my brain? Because no, it wasn't always planted there. Because I didn't have a problem with that before. But now that I'm older, I'm a little uncomfortable. I
think as you get older, your survival instinct kicks in more because.
Yeah, but I don't have a fear of like. I have a fear of dying of cancer before I have a fear of.
Did you have a fear of
falling
did you have
over a ledge that I walked up to?
Did you have a fear of cancer when you were like 9 years old?
Never.
No, you're like afraid of the dark or the basement.
Sure,
something like that.
and that's totally irrational. That's an irrational fear.
I think.
Are you afraid of like the dark now?
I think that's a legitimate fear for a child.
Yeah.
Not as an adult.
Yeah, that's
no.
rational fear of a child.
People
That's an
are always-
irrational fear as an adult.
People are always afraid of the dark. I don't care how old you are. That's like a natural response thing because the dark hides the danger. And if you can't see the danger,
Yeah, that may be like pulled back from our own instincts from like being like
that's
first
total
initial
instinct,
human
yeah.
beings. Yeah, sure, because you can't see anything. That makes you feel uncomfortable.
the wolf, the lion is
I'm
out
telling
there.
you that I knew perfectly well walking up to an edge when I was 15 feet away from it. In my brain, it told me, I'm going to fall off this. Like, no, I'm not. No, I'm not. It almost felt like for the first time in my life, I felt gravity, like something pulling me down. And I felt discomfort with that.
Yeah.
That when I'm standing on like a flat level, even though there's an edge 15 feet away from me, I had this overwhelming feeling that like I was going to fall into it. Now, when you rationalize that thought, one, I'm not going to just fall. And even if I did, I'm 15 fucking feet away from it. I'm not just going to fall and then be sucked into a hole. You know, it was an irrational fear. Just like when you're in your bedroom is the same in the daylight as it is at nighttime, but your bedroom somehow got scary in the dark when you were a kid. It just got scary because you couldn't see things.
I was very afraid of my basement as a child.
Like Home Alone when he goes downstairs and it's like, "Brrr." Like that weird fireplace thing.
I was afraid of it.
The clown.
The clown.
Do you have fear of clowns now?
No, not anymore.
I've never been fearful of a clown.
I can understand why people are afraid of clowns because clowns are a very distorted shape of humans, and people naturally have a revulsion to things that look like humans but aren't really humans, and clowns are the epitome of that. So
I couldn't disagree more. It sounds like for me, like I watched Uncle Buck, like when I was too young or something.
yeah.
But for
Uncle Buck, why is Uncle Buck your go-to for clowns? Oh, because there was a clown that showed up in the movie. Yeah.
he was drunk as fuck and he was just like a regular dude and you're like, this is a drunk dude. And then fucking John Candy was like, yo, beat it. You know? And that's how I see clowns. Just like some weird
Pat,
drunk dude.
Pat, what are you showing us? The Joker, Joaquin Phoenix?
Yes.
No, I've never had a fear of clowns. I don't think I'll ever have a fear of clowns. It just seems like a person, I don't even want to say a guy, but like a person dressed up in a costume to be like entertainment, and it never did anything for me. I never got like scared. I also was like equally never entertained. Like clowns never made me as happy as they made me sad or scared. It's always just been, and I watched it as like a very, very young girl.
Same, yeah. My parents showed that to me when I was a young kid. Oh, that rocked the shit out of me. That made
Did
me,
it?
Yeah, oh my god, that was horrifying. I couldn't leave my room at all.
Never for me. It just
I remember being like 9 years old.
clowns remind me of a man in a suit. And that's like
Not
the
for
long and the
me.
short of it.
I remember being 9 years old and I was like, I really have to go to the bathroom. And I wouldn't go to the bathroom because I was afraid that it was going to get me.
Do you know what got me?
Was a
The Exorcist.
The Exorcist? Okay, why is that? Pazuzu?
Okay, I'm gonna tell you. Maybe this is why. And I'm just coming up with this now. So let me like free ball fucking go on this.
Yeah.
But for me, like clowns were like a dude in a suit with makeup on that came to like parties, and sometimes like we're drunk or fucking weirdos, like pedophiles. That whole aspect of that, like growing up with 3 other brothers and a father that would literally kill anybody that like was like my superhero would like kill anybody that touched me. I was never like fearful of like realistic things, and I think that clowns were like real people to me. They were real people in face paint. The Exorcist was something different. It hit me on another level where I was a young girl who had a family that wasn't particularly very religious. So I felt like something otherworldly could have like spilled over and got me, right? Because I was a girl, I was young, and I wasn't religious. And that's kind of like that whole setting of The Exorcist. You know?
Yeah. It could happen.
Yeah. So that was like...
I don't know about Exorcist, but yeah, it's like a...
People laugh at me now. They're like, why would you ever find that scary? But like, I watched The Exorcist when I was like really young.
It's a domestic kind of like, the daughter is being...
Yeah, it hit more closer to home, I think, than the whole clown thing. And maybe the clown thing hit closer to home more for you. But for me, The Exorcist was like... And people laugh at it now. Like, I'm older, and I'm obviously not as old as like when The Exorcist came out. But
You're not as old as George Bush.
no, but for me, like that was the first scary horror movie that I ever saw, and it's shot like very raw. There's no like CGI in that. There's no. It's a very raw film, which made it more real to me.
Yeah.
And again, because I hit those like touch points.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a touch point thing for me.
Yes.
Like girl, not religious, growing up in this family. Like
It was relatable.
yeah,
Yeah.
that made it more scary. And I guess I just didn't have those touch points with other horror films.
I think the most effective horror movies, because I'm a big horror movie fan, is when you have a relatable protagonist. There's so many movies, like I don't care for Nightmare on Elm Street or
Really?
Friday the 13th. Well,
I love Nightmare on Elm Street.
no, it's a good movie, but my idea of like a good horror movie is when you can relate to somebody. So I watched this movie called Raw recently. I don't know if you've seen it or not. Never saw it. It's this French movie that came out recently, and I watched it on Netflix. And the basic premise of it is that there's this girl. She goes to veterinary school. She's a vegetarian, and they go through these big whole hazing rituals where they drop like blood on the students. They're all wearing like their lab coats, and another scene is they have to eat a rabbit kidney. And this girl, who's a vegetarian, like I said before, starts to develop a taste for flesh. And the rest of the movie is basically her feeding into these cannibalistic urges she has. But they spend their time making her a sympathetic protagonist where you like her as a character, you can relate to her. There's a lot of scenes with her building her relationship with her sister, so on and so forth. And there's this scene in there, not that I'm giving anything away, but I've seen some gory films in my life, like really, really gooey, nasty, gross horror movies.
I don't like gore.
I like some gore every now and then, but there was some gore in there, but it was gore light in a lot of scenes. So there's this great scene in Raw
where the girl accidentally cuts off her sister's finger.
Accidentally.
Yeah, accidentally. I'm not going to say how she does it, but she accidentally cuts off her sister's finger. And her sister passes out, and she starts nibbling on it. Oh, my God. I was in my seat squirming. I couldn't sit through it. My stomach was starting to churn because I was so uncomfortable because I like both of these characters.
Maybe to go back to The Exorcist, which I kind of missed. Like,
Hold on. But that's the point I'm trying to make is because I like these characters. So they weren't doing anything that was like more nasty or gross or despicable than any other movie I've seen. But because I like these characters and I sympathize them. And so when I see one sister eating her other sister's finger, I was like, oh my God. Ugh. I was about to lose my lunch. I couldn't sit through it. I really couldn't. It was really, really, really nasty. But that's because I like the characters. And I think that's the main point. But The Exorcist, you relate to Reagan.
and the relationship with her mother. Like, I have a very close, good relationship with my mom.
In the puke.
I have a great relationship with my mom. So, like,
God, the effects on this are great for the time.
that was split pea soup.
I love
That she's
split. I
puking
love
up.
split pea soup.
That was split pea soup.
I want some split pea soup right now.
The film, or in the movie, when he walks in, you can see their breath. They made the room very, very cold.
Yeah.
So, I don't like special effects. I don't like CGI. I don't like that stuff. So this movie, like, having special effects that were real, were, I thought, just so much more scarier. And The Exorcist is based on a true story.
I don't believe it.
It was about a little boy.
I
but-
don't believe in possessions at all. I think that's a bunch of hubbub. It's a bunch of hooey.
Okay.
Why is that? I don't know. It just doesn't make any sense to me.
What do you like? Do you believe most stories are hullabaloo until you get facts? Do you believe that Noah was a 500-year-old man
Who's Noah?
from the Bible?
Oh, from the Bible. I didn't know he was 500. He was 500 when he made the ark?
Yeah, Noah was a 500-year-old man.
That's a book. You could make up anything you want.
People live by that, but that's a good book right there. That's the good book. People
book-
believe in that book.
The book of Noah? There's that
the
Genesis.
Bible.
I don't know. No, I don't think people live to be 500. It doesn't make any sense to me. Neither does exorcisms or ghosts. I don't believe in ghosts either.
You don't believe in ghosts?
No, not at all.
You believe in aliens, though, right?
Well, aliens make sense because that obviously there's other planets. So if we're on this planet, obviously
Well,
there's to be other.
unless you believe that, like, the world is flat and space is fake.
This is why I don't believe in ghosts. And I had this conversation with some people when we were watching the haunting of Hill House.
Hill House, yeah.
Which is
I loved it.
the best horror TV show I think I've ever seen in
I
my life.
absolutely loved it. I had a few things wrong with it. There's a
I
few
hated
things
the
I didn't like.
ending. The ending was terrible.
Everyone hated the ending.
Oh my god, it was such garbage. But other than that, it was
I didn't think it
totally
was
perfect.
garbage.
It was like somebody at the Olympics doing a big somersault and all that stuff, and they didn't stick the landing just right. So it was like a 9.9.
The only problem I had with the Haunting of Hill House was the father's contacts. Why are you laughing about that?
Henry Thomas from E.T.?
Yeah.
Henry Thomas from E.T.
Him with his blue contacts really fucking blew it for me.
They could have just put brown contacts in the older version.
Yeah,
of
because
him.
the older guy that plays him
Yeah.
had blue eyes.
Yeah.
So they could have just put brown contacts on the
Which
younger
with high-
actor
yes, exactly.
with blue eyes, and it would have looked better
It
than
would've
putting
looked better.
blue contacts
And-
on the older character.
Also, Henry Thomas is like 48 years old.
You know what though?
and
I
the
loved
act-
him in
it-
Suicide Kings.
I don't know what that is.
You never seen the movie Suicide Kings?
No, I don't know what that is.
Well, Christopher Walken.
Who's that?
Jesus
I never heard of
Christ.
that. No, but Henry Thomas is like 45. The actor that played the older version of him is like 59. He's only like 13 years older than him.
Yeah, but he looks a lot older.
Well, that's what drinking and smoking will do.
Unless you get probiotics.
Once again, Life Pro Technologies, big fan. Probably going to have some tonight. I have cherry at home. And I'm not a big cherry fan, but Pro Life
Technologies makes the best cherry probiotic drinks. You put some milk in there.
Not a fan of cherry.
Blend it. Oh, you'll be a fan of cherry.
Do you
after
know what I
this.
am a fan of that most people aren't a fan of?
What's that?
The flavor of the color purple. Does that make sense to you? Because everything grape flavored doesn't
Yes.
taste like a grape, but it tastes like the color purple.
It's purple flavored, yeah.
Yeah. I
I like purple flavor
freeze
too.
pops, like purple freeze pops, I'm a fan of.
You know what synesthesia is?
Anesthesia?
Oh, synesthesia.
No.
It's where the connective parts in your brain register taste as sound or visuals or are processed as sounds. Like
Purple doesn't.
the patch-
purple
the-
doesn't taste like grape, but purple tastes
pur-
like the
pur-
color purple.
yeah, but purple doesn't have a flavor. But what I'm saying is
Yes,
that
it does,
You,
though.
you become, well,
Yes, it does.
That's what I said. That's
Like
what-
if I put the color purple in your mouth and you were blind, you would say this is purple.
well, what's stopping that from tasting like blue or something like that?
You know what blue tastes like. I don't have to explain it to you.
I know exactly.
You know what blue tastes like.
That's what I mean. What I think synesthesia is like was like, oh, I hear sounds as colors and I taste things as sounds.
Doesn't Kanye do that?
Who?
He hears sounds or something. He sees sounds.
I have no idea.
Or there's like there's like a disorder that people have where they can see sounds.
You're literally describing what the fuck I just said.
Yeah. Kanye West has it. You never saw that interview where he's like, I see sounds?
So what happens when he sees Bruce Jenner?
I don't know. You gotta ask him.
Hi guys, I'm Bruce Jenner. Caitlyn, hi, hello. I love Caitlyn Jenner
Why?
because she's funny. She makes me laugh. She tries so hard to have like a more feminine, refined voice, but it doesn't come through.
I think Caitlyn Jenner
Hello,
needs to. I think,
hi. This is Caitlyn.
I think Caitlyn Jenner needs to kick the bucket.
Die. Yeah. Why do you want Caitlyn Jenner to kick the bucket? What does kick the bucket even mean?
I don't know what kick the bucket means.
Who came up with that?
What is the definition of kick the bucket?
Yeah, where does that phrase come from?
Kick the bucket. Do you know what one phrase I know what it means? Have you ever heard the phrase, I'm happy as a clam at high tide?
I've heard that, but I don't know what it means.
Can I tell you why
Please.
you're happy as a clam?
Please inform me.
Let me tell you why you're happy as a clam. Because a clam at high tide will open its mouth up and it looks like they're
yes.
smiling. So you're as happy as a clam at high tide. Because clams are usually shut. But at high tide, when it comes in, they open up and they look like they're smiling. That's why they say, I'm happy as a clam. Happy as a clam at high tide.
Whoever came up with that needs to be shot.
No, it's a very, very real thing. You can Google it. Like happy as a clam, you're happy as a clam at high tide because they open up because they have to drink like the salt. Like it looks like a tongue that comes out of them, and they like eat up all the salt. That's why you're happy as a clam at high tide.
Go back to that kick the bucket. Let's read about that.
I want to know why people kick the bucket, or under your thumb, or why you're bum rushed, or to each their own.
There it is.
Kick the bucket.
You gonna read it out loud, or do you
It's a
want me to do it?
slang. Yeah, you read it out loud.
To kick the bucket is an English idiom considered a euphemism, informal or slang term meaning to die. Its origin remains unclear, though there have been several theories. Ooh. Slang theorist. Hey, what do you do for fun? I'm a
slang theorist.
I'm a slang theorist. Good God.
Good God.
This is why I don't go to parties. I don't want to hear what people say. Okay, hey, origins. A common theory is the idiom refers to hanging, either a method of execution or suicide. However, there is no evidence to support that this is the earliest appearance.
I kind of get that though. Kick the bucket. Like, you know when you yoke somebody up when they're hanging and you like flail your legs, but they were usually up above like a bucket or something. So you'd like kick the bucket.
Oh, because that's what your head's spilled into, yeah.
Yeah, you kick the bucket. I kind of get that.
Yeah, it's so weird because people use like all these passing phrases and idioms all the time, and nobody knows what it means. Like we wrote down a couple earlier.
I don't know what under your thumb is. All I can
Under your
think is
thumb?
the Rolling Stones.
Yeah,
My thumb.
the girl.
Yeah.
Da 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 da. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
I can at least tell you this.
Or there's the police. Wrapped around your finger.
Wrapped around my finger.
Yeah.
I think that might come from the same thing.
I think so
But
too.
I know this one. I could at least answer this. So under your thumb or wrapped around your finger, whatever. And
Essentially, I think it was.
that's an old falconry term from medieval.
Falconry.
Falconry,
Okay.
like a falconer, like somebody who went around.
What is a falconer? Can you at least explain that to our viewers?
I've never done falconry, but I can tell you what it is. So it's somebody who takes a falcon and they use that for hunting. So they put like the little mask over the falcon.
Yep.
And they go out in the countryside and
Got
they
it.
set it loose and it goes catches like a rabbit or whatever, some small game, whatever. But when you're a falconer, you have like a leather tie around.
A tether.
Yeah, like a tether. And like, oh, hey, make sure you have that under your thumb
To keep it tight.
to keep it tight.
Sure.
And that's where that comes from. And that's from centuries ago. And people still use that all the time.
It's
Like,
like
hey,
it means like you're in control.
like you're under control, yeah. Keep that under your thumb.
Under your thumb.
Yeah,
It means
that's
like in control.
that's so weird.
Sure.
Well, Pat said another one, which was bum rush. Like, hey,
I bum rushed this person. I was bum rushed.
it was Black Friday and I bum rushed
Yeah.
the
You know what that comes
sandals at Old Navy. Where does bum rush come from? Tell us.
from? A bum rushing you.
A Russian bum chased after me?
No, not Russian. No, just a bum rushing you.
What do they want from me?
Getting up all over your shit. You know what I'm saying?
I didn't know that. Well, that's
what I mean.
weird.
So the clam at high tide. Now we know. I had to Google this too because I was like, "Why are you as happy as a clam? Are clams just walking around like they don't have arms and legs? They're not like, hey, I'm happy. They're not like dancing in the sand. Like I'm fucking out here, you know." But you're as happy as a clam at high tide because like their mouths open up and they look like they're smiling. You know,
That's kind of cute. I like that.
it's super cute.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah, so keep coming up with those idioms. I like them. They make me laugh.
how about every episode we'll come up with one until we run out of them.
We got a while to go. That could be 100 episodes from now, if not more.
Sure. All right, I think that's it.
Yeah, goodbye, everybody. All right, see you later.
This was our 4th episode. I think we did.
It was a lot better than the last one. Oh, my God. Last one
Jesus
was
Christ,
a
I
nightmare.
didn't even know what to do with you.
Well, I told you, the third in the trilogy is always
You
gonna
were
be
good
worst.
until the fucking of the table thing, and then shit just got.
I didn't say I fucked a table. I said I like to lay naked on tables.
Sure. Oh,
Which I might do later. Ooh.
hey.
Yeah,
It's
hey.
a Saturday night.
Yeah, who knows what's going to happen. Yeah, so just want to thank everybody for listening.
We appreciate all the views.
Yes. If you want to buy airtime, we have a discount special coming up for the holiday season. It's 25 cents per word. So if you want to buy airtime, contact us. You know our information.
You can email us. You can get a hold of us on our YouTube channel. Comment. Do whatever you can do.
And once again, I'd like to thank Pro Life Technologies. Drinks that make you feel good.
Probiotics. Bill and Susan's. What was it? Fucking Pennsylvania. What was that? What are their names?
Close enough.
Sure. All right. Well, thank you for listening. We appreciate it. Tune in every week. We usually try Fridays or Saturdays. I'm going to get back to drinking.
Bye.
Good night. What did you write down here? Something music?
I want to go Christmas music, but then you already wrote that.
Yes.
Oh, I got a lot to say about Christmas music.
I probably need another beer. Might as well just grab one now, right? Ooh, good. Shawnikins.
I'm a thinker.
Shawnikins. That's why they are the way they are and where they came from. That you're going to need to Google.
Yeah.
Because I've Googled things that I've said.
What does a bird in the bush mean?
Bird in the bush is better than two in the hand? Yeah, but what is it?
But where does that come from?
Listen, me and Patrick talked about this a couple of years ago, okay?
Two in a bush.
Two in the bush is better than bird in the hand. I don't remember what it was.
Best thing ever invented.
The little floss tooth figures.
Oh, I use these all the time. Keep them always handy.
Do you use the ones that are like mint flavor?
Mm-mm.
Just straight up floss.
Straight up floss.
Mm-hmm.
I always get shit in my teeth. Bleeding. Do you want me to do the garage sale bit?
Yeah. I mean,
Alright,
I think that we have to mention our sponsors.
Yeah.
I think it's important.
Sure.
I mean, they're paying us
Yeah.
$4. $3.50.
Tree fitty, yeah.
$3.50.
I think this actually inspire people to actually buy airtime. Yes.
What's $2? I got a funny joke for you. It's not funny, and if anyone doesn't like racist jokes, they probably want to tune out now.
We should skip racist jokes. We're not going right now, are we?
No, but we could be.
Okay, I'll save that one for later. Then.
I don't know.
I think Patrick knows the joke I'm gonna tell.
Oh no.
Not good. It's not like a mean joke or anything. But it's definitely a joke.
Oh God.
I'm the one with the problems.
I don't think I could do this. It's too weird for me.
I don't get kind of used to it.
No,
When
I
do it,
don't
I'm
like
used
it
to
at all. Exactly.
To each their own. Because I'm not. Oh my God! Now I sound even more racist when you're like, I'm not a racist because my cousin's black. You know, like you
Movies
can't.
would fit over here.
Yeah, it sounds real.
You do everything.
Yeah. To each their own. You sound like a racist when you say that. Like when you say I'm not racist, you definitely sound racist.
See, I can't even hear you off of this.
Ready?
Yeah.
Right? You can buy toothpaste now. But, whoops, your gum's not bleeding.
No,
Mm?
this is nasty. Put it back in. It's like a whole handkerchief.
Oh my God, I really like this. This is not like characteristics that I want to portray to people.
No.